Your nightly news with Rachel Williams begins now.
Good evening, everyone. A woman has died and 2 others have been taken to hospital after a devastating crash near Railton this morning. It's still not known why the woman's car crossed onto the wrong side of the road.
2 cars ripped apart in another tragedy on Tasmanian roads. At around 10 a.m, a Suzuki sedan crossed onto the wrong side of Railton Road, colliding head-on with a Subaru wagon. The impact claimed the life of a 56-year-old woman.
At this stage, it's believed that speed and alcohol are not factors, and obviously crash investigation are looking into the circumstances of the crash.
It's not known if inattention or a possible medical condition played a part. The 50-year-old driver of the other car and her 23-year-old male passenger were taken to hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. The crash has prompted another plea for Tasmanians to take care behind the wheel.
It's very sad when we lose a member of the Tasmanian public.
Investigators hope to speak with anyone who saw the Suzuki driving prior to the collision. Police closed the road for hours as crash investigators tried to determine what caused the tragedy. The fatality brings this year's road toll to 20, one more death than this time last year. Sean McComish, 7 Tasmania News.
The state's peak farming body has today welcomed an ambitious federal government plan to bolster the nation's agricultural market. It's a sector employing more than 13,000 Tasmanians, but there's still a number of challenges to overcome before our primary industries can move forward.
On this conveyor belt, tonnes and tonnes of lettuce get sorted, ready to be shipped off far and wide. Houston's farm expanding its total weight by 24% last year.
A combination of more demand, but also the quality of the products that's produced and the relationships we have with our customers has allowed Houston's to grow and gain market share.
He has ambitious plans to keep expanding, but says it's vital to keep up with the ever-changing global market.
The world is moving very, very quickly and it's becoming much smaller. So Tasmania not moving forward and investing in R&D and growth and initiatives is going to be a big challenge.
This week, the federal government announced plans to grow Australia's agriculture, fishing and forestry sectors to $100 billion in the next decade, highlighting needs for changes in regulation, sustainability, infrastructure and trade. A plan welcomed by Tasmania's peak body.
We're a small economy. Agriculture, I think, is the backbone of the economy down here. So it's really, really important to create jobs in our regional communities.
Huge investments will be required in research and development. We've got to understand how we can help them make sure they get their products to market more simply, more easily and more cost effectively.
Now the pressure is on the government to stick to its own plan, so businesses like this can continue to grow. Michelle Wisby, 7 Tasmania News.
If you consider yourself to have a big heart, then now is the right time to become an organ donor. Tomorrow marks the start of Donate Life Week, and those who live on through the generosity of others have a message for Tasmanians.
Just sign up, there's no reason not to, and have the chat with your family because, you know, they're the decision makers at the end of the day. And a lot of people their family decides not to donate.
This year alone, we've had 12 successful donors and we've had 36 recipients receive those. So this not only saves lives, but it increases the quality of people's lives.
Registering takes just minutes and can be done online at donatelife.gov.au.
Back home, and the Demons have pulled off the unthinkable, overrunning the form side of the competition Launceston at North Hobart Oval today to record one of the biggest upset wins in TSL history. Glenorchy had to fight tooth and nail to get up over Clarence, while Lauderdale were too good for the Tigers. With no one giving the D's a chance against the Blues except the North Hobart faithful, the young side set about proving the doubters wrong, putting on one of the gutsiest displays seen in recent years and taking a shock 18-point lead into the first break. The surprises continuing as the D's extended it to a 5-goal buffer at half-time. The Blues finally finding a bit of spark in the third to narrow the gap to 23 points at the final change before threatening to deny North Hobart the upset win of the season. But with the home crowd behind them, the D's held on, pulling off a remarkable 7-point victory. Clarence struck first against old rivals Glenorchy at Blunston Arena, with the Roos taking a handy 3-goal lead at the first change. The Pies squandering several opportunities as the home side made them pay. But the visitors weren't going to let things go without a fight, rallying in the third to set things up for a big run home. And with the momentum in their favour, the Pies took flight, storming home the 15-point winners. With Lauderdale keen to atone for last weekend's big loss to Launceston, the Tigers had other ideas, drawing first blood at Skybus Oval. But the home side soon set about getting their season back on track as Raymond Hill and Sam Siggins led the way on the scoreboard, with the Bombers booting away in the second term. The visitors still had some left in the tank, slotting 5 third-quarter majors to keep things interesting. But Lauderdale proved a class above in the end, holding on to top spot on the ladder with a 33-point win. To soccer, and Devonport have tightened their grip on the NPL title with a dominant win over Olympia at Warrior Park today. The visitors struck early courtesy of a Miles Barnard header to take a 1-goal buffer into half-time. Barnard finding the back of the net again in the second before the Warriors clawed one back on the scoreboard. But with a win potentially securing Devonport's title hopes, the side had one more left in them to come away the 3-1 winners.
12 degrees today in Hobart. Launceston had a top of 11 after a chilly start, with 12 in Burnie and Devonport. 13 was the state's top on Flinders Island and for Campania, 12 for Low Head, Smithton, Wynyard and also St Helens, 10 degrees at Scottsdale, 11 for Cressy, Fingal, Strawn and Grove, with 4 degrees at Lyweenie. Low and high cloud visible over the charts, moving over the state as a thick band. A few thunderstorms visible off the New South Wales coast and just off southern WA. The remainder mostly cloud-free. Tomorrow, weak highs linger over New South Wales and southwestern WA. A cold front lies east of Tasmania with a trough over central parts of WA. West to northwesterly winds 10 to 20 knots, increasing 15 to 25, 30 knots about the west and the south, with seas between 2 and 3 metres. There's a gale warning for the southwest coast, a strong wind warning for remaining southern and western waters from Tasman Island to Sandy Cape, and a small craft wind alert for the southwest lakes. Onto the forecast: cloudy in Hobart, 14 degrees, Richmond 15, Ooze 13 with light showers. Cloudy in Launceston, 14, 13 in Devonport, Deloraine 11 and cloudy. Light showers in Burnie, Strawn and Curry, all a top of 13 degrees, with sunny conditions for St Helens and Swansea, 15 the top, 14 in showers in Whitemark. Looking further ahead, showers about the west and the north on Monday, extending statewide early, then contracting south. Fine for most areas on Tuesday. Showers, though, for the west and the south coasts, with similar conditions on Wednesday. Around Australia, looking at your major centres, Perth cloudy and 19 degrees, 17 with rain in Adelaide, Melbourne and Canberra 15 degrees, 19 for Sydney with a sunny 23 in Brisbane. And cloudy conditions this evening, Rach, 11 in Hobart and 9 for Launceston and Devonport. That's all from me.
Wonderful. Thank you for that, Sam. That's all your news for now. Thanks for joining us. Goodbye.